To get the W, playing a team like that, it's always nerve-wracking, especially late. You get it close with them because if they even tie the ball game and go up one, it's hard to score on them and to win. But I'm just so glad we won. It was great.
You had some huge offensive rebounds. Talk about that down the stretch.
Yeah, I really just wanted to make plays. The first half, I got in foul trouble, which was upsetting because I'm here in my home state. I wanted to really be able to play and do stuff. But in the second half, I wanted to make huge plays. And I thought we had an advantage in terms of size, getting rebounds. So, getting huge rebounds versus them is amazing. And it came at the right time.
Dumb question, I know, but just how big is this win for this particular team, given the history here, the stakes today, getting back in first place?
It's such a great win, and it's a great feeling, but we got Miami coming up on Monday, so Coach told us we have our fun, and then as soon as we get back to Chapel Hill, it's time to lock back in.
You were livid after that second foul. What happened there?
No, it was more the first one. The first one, I didn't think I fouled him, and then the second one, he tripped over me, so it was two unfortunate calls, and I definitely was upset because I ain't gonna say what I want to say, but yeah.
What's the mental process for you and the team when you guys are having those scoring droughts or not being able to make it, just kind of stay in it and stay in it?
Just trying to stay afloat, especially through our defense. We did have some scoring lapses, but I thought we defended them well and didn't allow them.
Talk about that first half, that many three-pointers. That's the most since Caleb Love against UCLA in the Sweet 16. Tell me about that first half stretch for you.
It was great. We did a good job breaking down the defense, penetrating. Guys like Elliot, RJ, Harrison, Armando, they take so much attention. They're such good players. They break down the defense, and we were able to kind of drive, kick, create open shots, and knocked a couple of them down, got going, which felt good.
So one of the vulnerabilities with the pack line is if you hit kickouts like that. Is that one of the things you talked about?
They do a good job rotating, but they're also heavy help. So the pack line is really, if you watch it, they help heavily. They clog up the paint, and then they recover out to the three-point line. But if you break them down with enough pace, that makes a longer closeout. And so a couple of the looks I got were basically, created because they were in such a scramble to get back because we had, guys kind of attacking, which was good.
Is that the best you felt shooting since that NCAA game when you had 29?
It was definitely one of the better first half feelings I've had. It's always good when you get to see a couple in a row go down and kind of get it rolling, especially against a team like Virginia on the road in a big game. We knew we needed this, and so I think everybody kind of had that different gear in them tonight, just with a different will and want to make sure that we were making the plays and really digging in, doing the things that we had practiced all week to get this win because we knew how much we wanted it and we needed it.
Cormac, and like you sort of mentioned about it being a big win, like I know you weren't here for those 8 straight losses that they had UNC had at UVA, but what sort of sense of maybe relief or accomplishment of getting something done do you feel out of this group? Because this was one it's a breakthrough that they had been looking for 12 years now.
Yeah, absolutely. 12 years is a long time, and we kind of knew the importance of what that meant for this program, and we're all competitors, and we don't like going on losing streaks, and definitely not for 12 years. And so that meant a lot for us as Carolina basketball players to come in here and break that streak. And we knew we could do it. We knew we had the team to do it. Obviously, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. It's never easy against Virginia, but we did a good job tonight. And obviously, we're all very happy that we came out with a win.
You're still fired up right now, aren't you?
Of course.
I can tell just by.
For the better part of the last 11 minutes of the first half, you had more points than Virginia by yourself. What was your sense of that? The offense was not coming either way, but you were providing it.
Yeah, like I said, it was really it's a credit to kind of the way we played and prepared. We did a good job putting them in rotations, and I was a beneficiary of a lot of open looks, and I knocked them down. And that's the trust that this team has in me and that I have in them, and that goes both ways. And I think the biggest part of that was defensively. We were getting stops and a lot of stops, and we held them to under 30% shooting, I think it was, and that's pretty good on the road against a good team, and so that's we wanted to do it and we did it.
What's the process been like for you to regain your stroke, so to speak?
I never lost it. The shots just haven't gone in, but it's the same shot, same stroke. It's all about just staying confident and staying ready. And I've got extreme confidence in myself, and I know these guys do in me. And so that's part of being a member of a great team is you get guys who have your back, and nobody's rolling their eyes, nobody's counting you out, and that's I'm grateful for that.
To see you go in like you want, is that kind of a relief, especially this time of year, end of the market? It's a good time of year for that.
Absolutely. And I know that's a big part of helping this team win, and so I'm glad to be able to provide that.
Players that gets us going. He's intense, but it's good for this team because I don't think we've ever had that type of player. Just in terms of his him being vocal, his ability to shoot the ball. I'm super happy for him. He's been putting together a couple of great games during the stretch, and for him to come out and play against UVA like that, that's something we need, and we know Cormac is willing and capable of doing.
You talk about the defense that beat and played on you. Was that the toughest defense you've seen this season?
I think they did a good job. I also had a lot of open looks that just didn't knock down. It's also tough shots in terms of shot clock, having to kind of rush one up. But also had a couple of open threes and just shots I normally make, but just didn't go into that.
Just a frustrating offensive day for everybody except Cormac.
Yeah. Cormac is huge. He was able just to knock it down and shoot with confidence. That's one player that's really confident, really intense, and a player that I enjoy playing with. Just his ability just to go ahead and knock down a couple of threes and then come back on the defensive end and be active on the ball, and just his overall energy is definitely infectious for the whole team, and we definitely feed off that.
Talk to the impact that Armando had, especially late. He had some pretty big offensive rebounds that kind of let you guys kill some more clock there.
I think the biggest play was probably Armando's rebound off of Harris's miss, for him to be able to throw it back out and for us to get another possession. Armando's been doing a lot of plays like that throughout the whole year, and that's when basketball really plays right there. So it may not show up in the stat sheet, but that's what helped us get that win today.
Talking about the win, this is the first win here since 2012. I'm sure you guys were aware of that, but I guess what does this moment feel like, knowing that this hasn't happened in over a decade at North Carolina?
It's crazy just to have the amount of teams that we had, the amount of success that this program had, and for us to play a talented team like UVA, but not win here since 2012. It's just insane, but I knew this was the group that could do it, just in terms of our resiliency and our fight. We always just come in ready to play, ready to learn, just give it our all. The game's not always going to look pretty, but we kind of like the ugly wins because they mean a lot to us, and it shows our grittiness.
Earlier in the season, this team probably had a tougher time winning if you don't score more points than you did. What does that say about the team's evolution?
It just shows how much this team and the players have contributed to. I don't always have to score 20, 25, 30 points for us to win. You have a lot of players that are able to step up at big time moments, and in different games it's going to be somebody else. Today was Cormac. He was able to knock down big time shots 3 after 3. Next game might be someone else, and I think that's what's so unique about this team and so great. And that's winning basketball, and that's what's going to happen in March.
What are the conversations like when you guys are having?
Nobody was worried about our shots not falling. Nobody's worried about that, the low scoring. We was just happy that we was up because, we were really big on winning this game because it meant a lot to us for the standings and the history. So nobody worried about anything getting frustrated. Nothing. We was just happy that we was up the whole game. We was just trying to play defense.
Last 10 minutes, there were a couple of breakdowns by them that you exploited. You found Harrison, first shot in the lane, I think 2 dunks to Armando. What broke down? What were you able to see that generally doesn't break down with them?
I don't know. It was just their mistakes. The last play, 2 people ran at Cormac, left Harrison wide open, and the play before that, I think somebody leaked out because they thought they was going to get the steal, and it was just their mistakes, and we capitalized off that.
How much patience do you have to have going up against them? Have you ever had to kind of take that level of patience into a game before?
Yeah, it was really different. I never played that kind of tempo. I never played that kind of basketball before, and we just had to, as you said, stay patient, and the coaches just kept reminding us that.
How huge was Cormac? He's got 16 made threes in the last 4 games.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is this maybe the guy that you might see the rest of the way?
Hopefully, yeah. I see him like this in practice basically every day, so hopefully. Yeah.
How about Armando on the glass, especially late? He had a bunch of those offensive boards that kept possessions alive.
That's something he does day in and day out, and that's something that you kind of expect from him.
How hard is it to drive the middle against that pack line defense? It creates some challenges, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's really hard, and they're pretty big. They had big lineups in, and Yeah, it was pretty hard to drive in there. Yeah.
But a learning experience because hopefully play him again a few more times.
Yeah, it was definitely a learning experience.
Thank you.